plant right here, this fat chunky guy that looks like he's got a butt, this is called a desert rose or an adenium. He is an arabicum, and he's called Tiny Ding Dong. Now, I did not make the name. The guys over in Thailand and Taiwan, they've got seeds, and so of course you bet your ass I bought something called Tiny Ding Dong because yeah, I did. I'm a little weird. You already knew that. I want to talk about today is the soil. What you see on this guy, they like fast draining soil. Doesn't matter if you have an obesum, doesn't matter if it's an arabicum, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's grafted, doesn't fucking matter. You didn't think I was going to do a bunch of videos on soil and not give you my soil, did you? Wrong. I'm going to walk over to the garage and I'll show you my soil. Put it out, and it's on my driveway. This is potting soil. This is Fox Farm potting soil. This is pine bark soil conditioner. And I like to be about 30% of the soil. And there's also worm castings. I think it's casting. Worm castings in here, but I don't have the bag. So it's 30% of this compared to 70% of the rest of this, because all of this is going to allow your soil to be fast draining, right? And so this is what allows the water to absorb. So your potting mix and your worm castings for like a little bit of extra fertilizer. So let's run down what we have. This is pine bark soil conditioner. Now I'm steering away from this, but I still have it, so I'm just going to use it. These are coconut husks or coconut chunks. Now I will tell you, I don't particularly care for this kind because it's a little more fibrous. I like the kind that actually come in chunks. This is pea gravel. This is number 3 perlite. This is gold. This right here, this is chicken, as I just dump it out. This is chicken grit, and this is crushed oyster shells. And so I mix all of this up because this is the 70% of the impervious compared to the 30-ish. This guy, he's kind of in the middle because he's fine enough to be topsoil, but he's also got enough pieces in him to be on the impervious. So I kind of go back and forth with the pine bark soil conditioner. I will walk over to my garage and I'm going to show you what the packaging looks like for all of these. Now, I will tell you, I don't shill for any of these companies. I don't actually shill for anybody. So if you're watching and somebody is selling some of this stuff and sponsoring, be careful with the information that they're giving. I'm not selling any of this. I refuse to make commissions on something because to me it dilutes information or education that I'm trying to put out there. So I'm never going to be shilling for anybody. I just wanted to put that out there. So number 3 perlite, Amazon. Don't come at me for where you get the stuff. It's you know, I mean, I do my best. So number 3 perlite. Coconut husks, again, I like the stuff that is more of, it's less fibrous than this. This is the pine bark soil conditioner. I got this at a local nursery. Like I said, I'm kind of steering away from this, and I have it and I'm using it. This is, let me get it in the shade. This is Fox Farm potting soil. My God. Pea gravel, again, local nursery. Crushed poultry grit, and then this is the oyster shell. So this, and I've also played around with some clay pebbles, but I don't have that in here. The goal of what I'm trying to do with my potting mix is to get a fast draining soil. And so ultimately what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to mimic like a bonsai mix. More economical for me to make up my own mix. If you only have 1 or 2 of these, go grab some bonsai mix. Or the other thing is to get like a cactus or succulent soil, and then I would add some impervious to it, because even though it's a cactus or succulent soil, it tends to hold on to a little bit of more water than I'd like it to. So that's what I do here. Now, if you are further south or further north, you're going to want to change this up a bit. Do what makes sense for you. Because this is what I use in Kansas City, and what I use in Kansas City may not work for you if you are further south. If you're in Florida and you get a ton of rain, you might say, you know what, those coconut fibers, they hold on to a little too much water for me. To which I say good, because, you know, like, I used to do special education advocacy. So when somebody is actually saying, you know, I don't use that, I actually really like that because it tells me you're taking what I'm putting out there and changing it to fit your use, which tells me there are cognitive skills in play. And I absolutely, I love that. You know, I'm not saying this is what you should be using, period, hard stop, end of discussion. No, this is the beginning of the discussion of your soil. Let's test our water. What you want to see how quickly this water is going through here. Now, that's what you want to see. This is fast draining soil. So again, it doesn't matter how you get there as long as you have fast draining soil for these guys. There you go.